Darren, was there anything particular that you learned from Saturday? Anything about your side that you didn't already know? Any particular lessons there?
I think in every game, as a manager, especially at the moment, we try and focus on the positives. I've seen a determined team for 80 minutes, stuck to the game plan. And look, it wasn't a usual way of us playing, but we came up with something to try and frustrate them. The difficulty we found was when the ball changed hands, we kept giving it back to them. That was a real problem. So it meant we couldn't get up the pitch, couldn't get our wing backs free at all. So that was an issue. But we did frustrate them, and it wasn't an ideal watch. I've got to be honest, because it was a case of trying to frustrate them, let them have it in front of us. You've seen the reaction of their fans at half time, but we certainly didn't want to do that for the entirety of the game. And it turned out a little bit that way because, I tried to freshen it up and get some legs on there. But unfortunately, the first goal was always going to be key. And I suppose if you're going to play like that, like I said earlier, it's not going to be a common theme. For every game, you need to have a different tactical plan. You have to get something out of it, otherwise it looks pretty bad, and that's how it turned out, unfortunately.
Yeah, from a confidence point of view, presumably one of the positives you take is that against Coventry, you weren't happy tactically with how that all panned out. Having a bit more structure and a bit more strength and all of that side of it functioning better, is that a step forward, something you can take?
Yeah, but the thing for me is whatever way we play, however set up, we have to be better on the ball. We have to have more quality on the ball. And we've got players that, are better on the ball than what they're showing. That was a problem against West Brom. What we worked on is when we won the ball back with the shape we had to go opposite sides, and they just squashed us. And they are good at doing it. And that's why the second goal is a good example. We can't dribble in the middle of the pitch against West Brom. And, that was a poor decision. So, look, we move on. It was another disappointing away result. But look, for me, this situation's tough. It is tough. It's tough for all of us. I'm fully aware of that. But we have to stick together. There's no point in everyone moaning about it. We have to come together. We've worked so hard to get in this league. 8 years. I wasn't here most of that time. 8 years fans have waited. And now at the moment, it's tough because in League One, it's easy to say, well, you win a lot of games. You win a lot of games because it's League One, and the Champions. This league was always going to be tough for us. Are we doing anywhere near where we should be? No, not at the moment. Fully aware of that. But I thought the fans were good on Saturday in the main, and we need them. We really do. Everyone can criticise. Everyone can say change the manager, get rid of the players. We're not spending enough money. It's a waste of time because what we need to do is stick together. And I'm still confident that we can still turn this around because we've still got time and we're still in it. I think that's the key to this. Yeah, the results have not been good enough. We are still in this relegation battle. And that may be because other teams are still losing games. It's certainly not because we're winning them, but it must turn eventually. It must do. And hopefully it will.
How close do you feel you are to making a breakthrough? How much needs to change to take you from where you've been over the past month or so to where you want to be?
Well, look, our performances need to be, better. Certainly you look at the Coventry game and that was in my mind. We got opened up so easily. We gave away so many chances. And I know someone said the stat afterwards they had 27 shots, but I think that wasn't the case because a lot of those shots were blocked. They're not going to go on there, apparently included. They had a free header in the first half that was a really good chance. They had a deflection that fell to them that kicked at Stephen's feet. Apart from that, they weren't opening us up. They were finding it very, very hard to open us up. And that was the game plan. The other part didn't work.
I know it's hard when you've got all of the background noise that you've alluded to, and obviously it's completely expected when you're in this kind of situation, but presumably a big part of it is just, it is hard to try and enjoy it when you're in this situation, but it's having that confidence to enjoy being on the ball, isn't it? To make the most of being at this level. It's easier said than done, but if you can do it, it's massive.
We have to be strong mentally. We have to be strong. We have to be brave. We have to play the way I want us to play. And a lot of these players have brought a great deal of success last season to the club. When it's not going anywhere near where we thought it would, and it is tough. It's tough for the players. You come in after the game and you don't want to be repeating yourself, and you have to keep changing what you're saying to them, and you have to be different because everyone's feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. But the one thing I guarantee is, whether you're a fan, whether you're the manager, players, the chairman, the owners, the press guys, Phil, everyone, my staff, we all want the same thing, is to stay in the Championship. No one's saying anything different. So we all have to come together. But I am fully aware that obviously results need to change quickly.
Yeah, and it's one of these moments where you can see the next month as a massive challenge, which to a degree it is, but probably better just to see it as a huge opportunity to have got to this stage. If you can make the next month work for you, then yeah, it can be huge for the club.
Well, that's what we have to do. We have to make it work for us. So there's no point in me saying this, that, or the other. The most important factor in all of this is we're still in this. We've still got a chance. All the teams that are around us, and of course, you know, we're Hull winning on Saturday. That made that gap bigger than I wanted, but still catchable. We have to play them. So we have to win those games. It's as simple as that. Tuesday night's one of those games. We can still catch Birmingham, I feel, but we have to beat them tomorrow night. And there's no getting away from it. There's no point in sugarcoating it. That is the fact. And we have to go there and get a result.
Let's take a look at the team news. The good news for Callum Morton, he's all ready to go for Tuesday. Yeah,
so he's been with us for a bit now, which is good. He's got to know the players. He's got to know understand how we want to play. So yeah, it's good. He'll be involved. Obviously, Jack Marriott getting some minutes was good. So that's a bonus, those two. Randall, he's still not going to be available for this game, possibly the weekend. So we're gradually getting players back in attacking positions, which, you know, is going to be needed. Nathan Thompson will be back with us as well. You know, he's fine, or he was fine anyway, but obviously he had a tough week. So yeah, we're getting bodies back, which is good. We need everyone at the moment.
Does Ronnie Edwards miss out with his concussion? Did it turn out to be concussion?
Well, no, it wasn't. The players are in later today. We're training a little bit later. I mean, they'll be in pretty much as we speak. So we'll assess Ronnie then, and we'll obviously make a decision into tomorrow night. He wasn't concussed, but you know, if there's symptoms, we have to follow protocols. So we'll have to assess him. Obviously, if he was concussed, he would have been out, but that wasn't the case. But he took a few knocks, the boy. It won't do him any harm. He's a centre-half at the end of the day.
Yeah, he had a proper rough and ready game at the weekend because he took the bump to his head. And did he get his hand stamped on as well? Or stood on?
Dislocated his hand. At half-time, he got that. The doctors sorted that out. Then a minute into the second half, he's a tough boy. He won't do him any harm. And I thought he was playing very, very well. He was handling their striker well until he got injured.
Just looking at Birmingham, they've used the transfer window to get a couple of players in, managed to get a win at the weekend, which was much needed for them.
Well, yeah, I think they'll have looked at the fixtures as you do and probably thought Barnsley and Peterborough, they're two games we've got a target to win, and probably if they beat us, they'd probably think, well, they could be out of it, if you know what I mean. So it's a big game for both teams. You're absolutely right. It was their first win in a while. But they've got an experienced manager, good guy, Lee, and you know, whenever you go to Birmingham, it's tough. We're going to have to have a performance, but most importantly, we need to get the win. As simple as that.